Welcome everybody this afternoon. March, perfect time to do some spring cleaning. So we thought, yes, this is a lovely topic to start March with and get our homes all ready for the spring and summer. So my name's Rebecca Bowles, if you don't know me, or Becky or Bex. I've been in doTERRA now for almost 4 years. Completely love the essential oils, love using the products on myself and my family. And also now very into using them in lots of different ways, and that's the purpose of these continued education classes, is to help you see how you can use the oils, in many different ways. So today we're going to be talking about cleaning. I have 3 lovely daughters, so cleaning with toxic-free cleaners is really important to me because I don't want my children to be breathing in horrible chemicals. Over to Ems.
Okay, so thanks Bex, and hello everybody. So before we get stuck into our spring cleaning, I'll quickly introduce myself. So I am Emily Mascarinis. I'm also a mum. I've got 3 boys to go with Bex's 3 girls. My page is Blooming and Glowing, and I am also a Blue Diamond with doTERRA. So let's get stuck into our topic. So today we are going to be talking about cleaning with the oils, and this is part of our further education series that we offer for anybody who has joined our Essential Oils community with doTERRA. So you can further your learning on lots of different topics, but we always start and go back to remembering why our oils are very special, and quickly covering some of the stuff that you will have already learned about in a class, which is what an essential oil actually is. It's the natural volatile compounds extracted from plants, from different parts of the plant, depending what oil it is, and how safe and effective and powerful these oils actually are. And there's obviously a big difference with doTERRA in the quality in comparison to other essential oils on the market. This is mainly because of the CPTG standard that we have, which stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. So we know we have the purity because of the testing that they do, which is far beyond what other companies can and will go to. And the other thing that is a big factor, as well as the purity, is the potency of these oils, in the fact that they're sourced from all over the world where that plant is growing in its happy, healthy habitat. And obviously the chemistry of a plant that's growing indigenously like that is going to be very different from a plant that is, say, farmed or grown on your windowsill. And then the other thing, of course, that brings is the amazing work that doTERRA is doing all over the world to help raise communities and to help and to heal on many, many different levels. And that is in the form of the co-impact sourcing and the healing hands work that doTERRA do, which makes us very, very proud to be part of a company like this. And there are, of course, 3 ways to use the doTERRA oils. Aromatically, we can diffuse the oils into the air. We can be using them topically on the skin. We do suggest dilution in most cases because everybody's sensitivity is different, and we do suggest testing first. And also because our oils are so pure and we can guarantee that we have that transparency, we can internalize the oils as well. But today we're going to be talking mainly about how we can use them to clean our house. So it's something that really shows how versatile these oils are. And we wanted to point out the wellness pyramid here, because doTERRA, they are a health and wellness company. And so what we have here is, we don't just say you can use our oils and you'll be healthy, and that's fine. It's about addressing all the lifestyle factors, the way that we live our lives. And right at the bottom of this is the foundation, which is obviously our nutrition, but then we need to take into consideration how we move our body and exercise, how we manage our stress and how we relax, and then the toxic load, the informed self-care, and the medical care. And what we're looking at today is very much about that toxic load, and that does form part of our lifestyle, especially these days. And so I'm going to hand over to Bex now, who's going to tell you a little bit more about some of the products that we are exposed to that we might not realize how harmful they can be on our health.
Thank you, Emily. Yeah, it's quite shocking. So when I first got into the oils, it was literally about using them to manage my physical health, and then it went on to emotional health. And I didn't think too much about the things that I was using every single day in my home that was having a big impact on our health. It almost takes away all the good stuff that we're doing. So it's really important, when it comes to what we're breathing in, what we're surrounding ourselves with, is just so important. And, I think we've become quite obsessed, haven't we, as a society, cleanliness. It's been kind of ingrained in us. And, smelling detergent, if our house smells of detergent and bleach, then we must have a really clean house. And actually, we've gone like completely the other way, and we're killing all the good microbes as well. And we're using chemicals that are actually often going to be more harmful than the bacteria we're trying to kill. So we've got kind of caught in this kind of trap. So I think this presentation, really, our hope is that it just makes you more aware, first of all, of what you're using and motivates you to take that step. And it is a step-by-step process. We don't want you to feel overwhelmed. It's taken me, probably the duration of a few months it took me to get rid of the chemicals in my home. But you can just take any kind of chemical you've got in your home, and these, I don't use them anymore. I've still got them. These are what I used to use, these horrific chemicals. And I was looking at them last night, very liquid, and, all of them have hazardous to health. Don't breathe in, don't put on the skin, dangerous if swallowed, toxic, all these horrible side effects. And we don't really bat an eyelid, do we? We carry on using them and don't think about them being on our surface and spreading to our food and using them to wash our dishes, and all those chemicals are going to be taken into our body. And the thing is, with what goes onto our skin especially, it doesn't have any kind of sieve with our skin. Everything gets absorbed. At least with our digestive system, it can help to kind of get rid of toxins and sort through stuff. With our skin, everything goes in, and these chemicals are then going directly into our key vital organs. So we'll move to the next slide. But can you unmute everybody as well, if that's okay, just to stop the background noise. Realise I need to unmute myself.
I tried to unmute you.
Oh, it always happens, doesn't it? So manufacturers, even though they agree there are chemicals in their products, they have come together and decided that in small amounts that they are found within our cleaning products, that they are actually safe. Now, this argument is assuming that you're only using them a couple of times. But of course, with cleaning products, we're using them frequently. And there's no such research showing the effects of using these over time. And we use these a lot. And what's the cumulative effect? And what's the effect of combining these chemicals together? There is absolutely no research on this at all. And so, we are literally putting our lives into our own hands as we're using these chemicals, because obviously they are not going to be doing our body any good at all. And perhaps, yes, the once off, twice off we'll get away with, but there's going to be long-term effects of using chemicals and the build-up of these chemicals in our body and what those results are going to lead to. So we really need to take more control over that. There's a wonderful lady, I was doing some research, and she's called Beth Greer, Greer, and she's written a book called Supernatural Home. And she's done tons of research. It was just quite interesting. If you want to know a bit more, then look her up. But she had cancer. She was diagnosed with a tumour, quite a serious tumour that was benign, but she decided she wanted to, take control of it. And she just cut out, this is the main step she did, was to cut out the chemicals in her home. And within 9 months, that tumour was gone. And she did a lot of research, and she was stunned to realise that there's actually no federal regulation at all. This is in America, and I'm sure it's the same in Europe, stating, the chemicals in household products. There's no kind of safety precautions. There's no regulations at all. And the ingredients don't have to meet any kind of safety standard, which I find is so alarming. So again, we have to take this into our own control. And what's even more alarming is quite a few of these ingredients, and some I'll just flick through, these ones on the screen here. But the first one No, they don't have to be on the labels. They'll just appear as fragrance. So again, as consumers, we just don't know what we're taking into our bodies and what it in these chemicals. And she actually said that the average household contains 62 toxic chemicals. Okay, that is shocking, the average household. So we are taking that in on a daily basis, mostly thinking we're being lovely and clean. So here's just some examples of some dangerous chemicals that you want to look out for, if they're even on the labels. But you can be rest assured that in most of our most common cleaning things that we use are going to have these chemicals in. Yes, so you can see the risks here. So we've got endocrine disruptors, we've got carcinogenic, dizziness, loss of coordination. Others are very damaging to the environment as well, so as well as disrupting our own hormone system, and some are very neurotoxic as well, which means they affect our nervous system in a really damaging way, and we don't want to mess with our nervous system. But on top of that, they're also leading to actually drug-resistant bacteria, which is kind of, it's the thing we're trying to get rid of was the bacteria, but often it leads to more drug-resistant bacteria. So it's not even getting rid of the bacteria. And it's also harmful to our environment. Ems, can you just go through to the next slide? So here's some more as well. Ammonium is often found in lots of our cleaners. It tells you the type of cleaners that you'll find these things in. Skin irritants, most of these chemicals are skin irritants, respiratory disorders. There's a lot of research showing how these chemicals lead to asthma and other chronic conditions, even like severe sore throats. I hear people often saying they've got a sore throat that won't go. It's a lot of the time due to these chemicals. What else does it say here? So pulmonary edema, liver, these toxins go straight into our liver and overload our liver and cause liver and kidney damage. These are all not great things. And then again, like we say, the long-term effects of these will result in even, worse things that will build up and result in perhaps, the more serious conditions as well. So we'll just move on to the next slide. So some more here. So the one at the bottom, which I don't know if I'm going to try and pronounce, methylisothiazolene, whatever. Basically, this is found in hand soaps. It's very commonly found in hand soaps. And this has been found, there's a lot of research showing that this is a neurotoxic chemical. So this does have a direct bad effect on your nervous system. Okay, and this is in our hand soaps. So move on. And actually, the government has identified that and said that it can no longer be considered safe, but still we'll find it in our products. But that's why we have to take it a bit into our own hands, because the government will get there eventually when enough research has come out, enough people have had these serious effects, but we don't want to be the guinea pigs, do we? And that's the thing here. So here's surf. It's quite commonly used, and again it has surfactants, which are artificial chemicals again that help everything to foam up and frothy, and so it looks like it's again doing the job, but actually again it's chemical based, and there's lots of side effects of that. Optical brighteners, again we've been brought up, haven't we, that white is clean, everything's white and beautiful, but optical brighteners, they're just misleading. They're not actually cleaning our clothes. They're making it look like they're cleaner, but they're not actually making them any cleaner. And then we get side effects, again, respiratory, headaches, and long-term effects from using optical brighteners. I'm not going to spend too much longer, but, you're getting the picture. There's quite a few chemicals in all of our cleaning things. So we'll move on.
Okay, so what does the exposure to these toxins and to these chemicals, how does this affect our bodies? And this is the scary thing, because what happens, you see, is in our bodies, when we are exposed to these petrochemicals, what our bodies do is they store them often within a fat cell to protect the body's vital organs. And we do have some pathways of elimination, usually via the liver and the kidneys, as Bex was talking about, and the colon. And our exposure pathways are actually our lungs, our gastrointestinal tract and our skin, okay? But what tends to happen is if our elimination pathways are getting kind of clogged up, or a lot of toxins are building up in the system, we will often see an effect in our secondary chimneys, which are the respiratory system and our skin. And obviously our skin is our body's largest
Emily,
organ.
sorry, they're saying they can't hear you very well.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Let's just see.
I'll get a bit.
Your audio is very quiet. It is quite quiet.
I think this is my computer. I'm up on full volume, but I'll talk louder.
There you go, that's better. That's better.
So what tends to happen is our exposure pathways, which are our lungs and our gastrointestinal tract and our skin, if we're getting overloaded with chemicals, what will happen is our elimination pathways are affected. So our primary chimneys can get clogged up, such as the intestinal tract and urinary system, from, you know, chemicals that we're exposed to, whether it be what we're eating or we're breathing in. And then our secondary chimneys can become blocked. So our skin may be affected and our respiratory system may be affected as well from the buildup of toxins that we are exposed to. And our body really struggles to eliminate these toxins. And the thing is as well, is that women are often really affected by these things, partly because it's often the women that are doing the cleaning in the homes. Unfortunately, it tends to be our job, or we have more awareness of trying to keep our homes clean and tidy. But the thing is, you know, is ignorance is it's not bliss. You know, there are safer solutions. And the other thing that we need to remember is, you know, these cleaning products are going to have effects on the rest of our family, including our children. And our children, obviously, their bodies are smaller than ours, and, you know, their organs and their immune systems are not fully developed. Now, research shows that it's actually really positive to ask your children to do some household tasks around the home, but you're not going to want them to be exposed to these chemicals, you know, that they're breathing in. And certainly yourself, you know, when you're cleaning your home on a daily basis, you don't want to be exposed to the chemicals. And the thing about the essential oils is they really can create bliss with a task that is usually considered to be mundane and you know, not so much fun, and they will bring an element of that into your daily cleaning routine. So essential oils are a great solution because they're safe for you and the family, they're not expensive, and they're highly effective, and they have lots of different properties. So here are some of the cleaning properties in essential oils. You know, they have antiviral qualities, antifungal qualities, they're antimicrobial, they're antifungal and antibacterial as well. So they really do make fantastic cleaning products. And also they make your house smell fantastic, as well as boosting the mood. You know, we've taught classes on how to use the oils to change your emotional well-being and to rewire your emotional chemistry. And that's what's happening when you're inhaling these aromas and smelling them. So you're getting that side of things, as well as cleaning your house in a safe and chemical-free way. And so here is a way that you can really be making over your cleaning cabinet by using the essential oils and by using natural products, as opposed to the chemical cleaners that we all know and recognise that are on the shelves in our supermarkets. And Bex is going to tell you now about some of the real basics that we suggest to get you started.
Okay, thanks, Ems. Oh, my is gone. Oh, there we go. Something in the way. Yeah, so baking soda is really, really good. It's great at absorbing and eliminating odour. So you can just literally use it to clean countertops, or sprinkle some like baking soda onto your carpet and leave for 15 minutes and just vacuum it up. And you'll see some DIY recipes that we're going to be sharing, and quite a few of them have baking soda in. It's a really good key ingredient. Then you've got castor soap. Mine, it's like just like that, just a little bit used, a little bit squeezed. Really good at lifting dirt and cutting grease as well. So that's great for, the kitchen surface cleaners, or also in the bathroom cleaners. We'll be showing some recipes for that as well. White vinegar is also very good, and I'm sure quite a few of you have used that. It's very well known for cutting through grease as well and dissolving mineral deposits, so it's really good. Salt, actually, which isn't on there. Oh, it is on there. Yeah, I didn't see the picture. Salt is good, as well as kind of a scoring agent as well. So you can use it with a bit of warm water down your sink to stop like the sink getting all clogged up. And you can mix it with some lemon to, have a deodorizing effect as well. And then coconut oil, will be sharing some tips of how to use that with some essential oils as well. So, it's not, you don't need tons of products. These are your key things you could buy very cheaply, very affordably, and then blend them with essential oils to make wonderful natural cleaning products. So first of all, get your diffuser on, get yourself in the mood for doing a bit of cleaning. It's not always the most exciting part of the day, but put some music on, get the diffuser going. As Emily said, it's just wonderful because these oils will uplift you as you clean. So rather than getting that progressive headache I used to get, or just feeling more and more tired and sluggish, I actually get quite energized from cleaning now, which is lovely, and uplifted. So this is really good. And actually, the American, United States Environmental Protection Agency, which I'm sure it's similar in England, said that the air inside a typical home, is 200 to 500% more polluted than the air outside your home. Now think about that, because you've got lots of fumes coming from cars outside your home, but it's 200 to 500% more toxic in the average home, and this is because of the chemicals we're using. And those horrible little diffusers of Febreze and, those plugins that you can get are just adding to all this. And yet we're thinking we're sending a lovely, clean smell around our home. So get that diffuser on and start eliminating. Okay, so Emily mentioned the key kind of properties of why we can use essential oils, why they're such a great alternative. But here's some of the key essential oils we'd recommend. Now, what's great, you'll notice, is these, apart from the wild orange, they're all in the Home Essentials or the Family Essentials kit, which you probably all have. So it's a really good starter kit for so many reasons. But look at all the different ones there you've got that have antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiseptic properties. Okay, so you can use all of these. And we'll be talking a lot about On Guard and lemon. And then some more extra ones that aren't in your Home Essentials kit, so you can start creating that wish list, because these are also lovely oils to use in your natural cleaners. And we'll be mentioning some of these as well throughout the presentation. There's my water. So we'll start with lemon. Was this you, Emily? I can't remember when you're supposed to come in.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
So lemon oil is such a versatile oil, and it's a great place to start with your cleaning. It really does do so much. And here are just a few examples of what you can do with your lemon oil. So because it has the ability to break down the toxins, it really can be, getting rid of black marker pen marks. You can be getting rid of black shoe polish from carpets, removing gum and grease. It really does cut through the grease. And stains from carpets, even red wine stains, and even urine or wee stains from children's beds. And you can also be using it to disinfect a hot tub if you have one. I also used lemon oil to pull the stains out of my son Ziggy's vests, those sort of breastfeeding nappy stains. And it's really, really effective. It really does just draw out what doesn't need to be there. So it's a great natural safe option. So let's look at a basic cleaning spray here for you. So you can get these lovely glass bottles from Baldwin's of London, and they're really reasonable. That bottle will cost you about £1.45, and then you need 10 drops of lemon oil in there per 250 millilitres of water, and then just top it up with your water. And you can use any other oil that you choose. I sometimes like to add some On Guard in there, or Melaleuca. My cleaner, she actually creates her own, So I'll say to her, I've explained to her some of the favourite oils that I have for cleaning with that we looked at just previously, and she'll actually choose her own, deciding, depending on how she feels. And the other thing here to remember is that, the use of these certified pure therapeutic grade oils really does put the clean back into cleaning, because what we're doing is we're having a safe and natural way to clean for our bodies, but also for the environment, because these glass bottles, of course, are much more gentle on the environment, because we can reuse them, and we're not having to be throwing away or using plastic. And also they look so much nicer as well in your kitchen. I love my glassware. So. And here are some other examples of what you can be doing with your all-purpose cleaning spray. Look at how beautifully this brings up the sink and makes it shine, and your oven tops. As I said, the lemon oil really does cut through the grease. And also you can be using it to shine up your windows and your window sills. And you can get the glassware in various different sizes, depending on what you're wanting to create. If you're getting a larger bottle, you might want to get one of the trigger sprays. But if it's a smaller bottle, just a little spray top is fine. Yeah, Bex.
My computer. Clean. Just on that note with the window cleaning, I sometimes find you need a bit of vinegar if it's a bit of a tougher, so you can add some vinegar in, but the lemon's lovely because it takes away the vinegar smell, which isn't as nice a smell as the lemon.
Yes. Okay, so here you can see that the lemon oil really does make things sparkle. So sparkling clean sinks, tubs and countertops. You can be mixing in lemon, but also other good cleaning oils that we've talked about previously would, and some nice examples are lemongrass, peppermint, wild orange, and you can use baking soda as well to make a paste. And then you would store that cleanser in a sort of a covered glass jar, because you don't want to be obviously storing your essential oils in plastic, because of the detoxifying cleansing element of these oils. They'll break down plastic, so we want to always be storing them in a suitable container. Okay, just going to mute everybody because I think I can hear somebody actually cleaning. There we go. So look here at how beautifully the lemon oil brings up this windowsill. So this was a wood polish made with wild orange or lemon and coconut oil. So the doTERRA fractionated coconut oil. And, just a few drops of that solution will really make your windowsill shine beautifully. And as you can see, even 1 week later, this windowsill is still shining beautifully. So yeah, it's a great DIY tip. And then we've got a nice DIY oven cleaner here as well, using some of the products that Bex mentioned, some other natural products that you can just get from your local supermarket or hardware store, some vinegar, some bicarb, and then you'll add in your lemon oil and some baking soda, and it really does cut through the grease in your oven and allow you to clean in a safe and natural way. I mean, when I've used chemical oven cleaners in the past, you can smell the chemicals. I think they even tell you on the bottle that, you have to be careful, you have to wear gloves because it's so chemical and it will damage your hands. And so really this is a much nicer solution to be using.
It's one of the worst ones for breathing in the chemicals of the oven cleaners. So yeah, I'd stay away from them. Okay, so something else you can do is to clean your fruit and vegetables. So just washing them with water, it's a start, but it's not really going to get rid of the chemicals that are unfortunately lingering on most of our fruit and vegetables. And even if they're organic, I like to do this because you can never completely guarantee. So this is just something that you can do to rinse your fruit and vegetables that tells you there what to do. And again, it's just using some common ingredients that you can get very easily and adding some of your essential oils, and lemon and On Guard are perfect for this because of their antimicrobial properties. And they're not going to make the food taste horrible either, but you rinse it off anyway. So chemical-free dishes, this is something I think is so important because, as I said, you know, you're going to be using these dishes for your children, for you to eat off. You're going to be putting food directly onto these dishes. And, you know, in the past, how many times have I just, you know, when we've washed our dishes and we've left the fairy liquid, you know, it's so frothy, isn't it? It just feels so clean when you're using it. And you just let the dishes just drip with this lovely foam that's sliding down them. I did progress to rinsing, thank goodness, before I moved on to the On Guard. But the residue stays on these dishes and they're so toxic for us. So we're putting them straight into our mouth as well as onto our skin. So it's really important. So the On Guard concentrate, I love it. I absolutely love this. It's so versatile. I use it for so many things. You can use it, you know, for cleaning your floor. But in this instance, we're just going to talk about the dishes. You literally need, if you have like a brush like that, which is a really good way of using it, because then it really helps it to become more frothy, is just adding 1 teaspoon of the On Guard concentrate and 1 teaspoon of your doTERRA hand soap as well. So I combine the two because, you know, I mentioned about the surfactants making everything really lovely and foamy. The doTERRA products do have natural surfactants in them, so it's not as foamy. So please don't be deterred by the fact that it's not going to completely have this lovely foam bath in your sink. It's not going to be quite the same effect in that way as the fairy liquid. But we have found that by combining the two, it does make it more frothy and more foamy. But that's not what's cleaning your dishes. So it's just a switch of mindset. These have exactly what they need in them to help get rid of all those microbes and to clean your dishes. But just put 1 teaspoon of each into that, you know, that cleaning brush, and you can clean your dishes. I just usually fill up my sink and add about 2 teaspoons of the On Guard and about 1 teaspoon or little I just literally just do a squirt into my dishes and let it froth up with the warm water and just kind of mix it with your hand. But I don't use gloves. You know, I've always had to use plastic gloves, which are also not very great to be wearing when you're washing up. But you can just use it on your hands. It's very gentle on your hands. It doesn't do any harm. And in fact, it's boosting your immune system with all its lovely antimicrobial properties as you're washing your dishes. So a really good alternative. And then here's another one. If you're more into making up your own, there's lots, again, you know, that you can find on Pinterest and everywhere, but here's one that we'd recommend if you want to do your own. Dishwashers. Yes, we're coming to that. Very good question, Nicola. Dishwasher. So, for those of you lucky to have a dishwasher, I don't at the moment. It's going to be a life-changing thing when I do get one. So I haven't personally used this. But this is a really good, we did quite a bit of research and we found this lady who had trialed and errored quite a few different ones. And this was the one that she said really worked. So here's a good dishwasher detergent. So you just need borax, washing soda, citric acid and salt, and then put some essential oils in there of your choosing. And I'd recommend, you know, lemon or grapefruit or On Guard, lime, those types of ones I would use. And then here's another one we found on the doTERRA site, so recommended by doTERRA, for more tablets. So another lovely recipe that you can make yourself. Again, you know, you're seeing the same ingredients coming up again and again. So that's the great thing. Once you have these ingredients, you can just keep using them, and they are very affordable.
And the other thing is you see dishwasher tablets are renowned for being full of chemicals. You know, they really are one of the bad guys. So, you know, if you can find something to clean your dishes that's natural, you should definitely be using it.
Absolutely. Okay, so cleaning floors. Now I actually, sort of my kitchen floor or bathroom floor, I'll just use the On Guard concentrate, and typically about 2 tablespoons to 700 millilitres of water. That's the kind of amount I'll use, and it will last both floors and it brings up the dirt really nicely. So that's what I use to scrub my kitchen and bathroom floors. Now for wooden floors, this is one that we'd recommend. So you can make up your own. You can use the cleaner concentrate on wooden floors as well, and I do, but this is a good DIY for wooden floors. So your vinegar and your essential oils. It's lovely, and it makes them really shiny, you know, polishes them, as we were saying before. The citrus oils are really good at having a polishing effect. So clean the carpet. Now we said, you know, you can just use baking soda and just leave it for 15 minutes if you just want to do a quick clean. But this is a really good one to do a deeper clean. So you can sell 20 drops of your essential oils, and again, lemon, peppermint, wild orange, these are all just wonderful ones to use. But you can use grapefruit as well, or, you know, your favorite. And then if you leave it overnight, it's going to have a much deeper cleaning effect, and then you can just vacuum it up. So really easy. And that's for carpet stains. And again, carpet cleaners have really bad chemicals in them, really severe chemicals. So you want to, you know, avoid using them as far as you can too.
So another thing that we really need to be aware of is what we're washing our clothes with. Because as I explained, our skin is our largest organ of our body. And so if we're constantly exposing our skin to chemicals, this can have a significant effect on our health. And certainly it's one of the things to think about when children are getting eczema, or perhaps you are reacting in a way. It could be as simple as what you're washing your clothes with. And unfortunately, we're led to believe that these laundry detergents and fabric conditioners have these beautiful smells of flowers from the wild meadow. But unfortunately, what that is included in these products is just synthetic fragrance. Now, fragrance refers to any substance, be it natural or man-made, that has an odor or a smell, okay? And 80 to 90% of the raw materials used in cosmetic, but also our cleaning fragrances and also our laundry products, are actually synthetic, okay? So one study showed that greater use of fragrance in laundry detergents during pregnancy actually led to a higher amount of synthetic musk, which was then found in the mother's breast milk. Okay, so we're passing on these chemicals to our children, to our babies. Okay. So this is a lovely alternative. It's your On Guard laundry detergent. It's safe, it's non-toxic, it contains the On Guard blend, and actually it's really financially viable as well, because you don't need very much and it lasts you so many washes, 64 loads in fact. So it's a really cost-effective solution as well. So here's an example of how you could use it. 1 teaspoon, just 1 teaspoon for each load of laundry. And then what you can also be doing, if you choose, is to add an essential oil of your choice to the dispenser. So you could use lemon or grapefruit or wild orange, or perhaps lavender, or the Purify blend, which is the cleansing blend. And you just add a drop or two of that into the dispenser drawer, and that will help your laundry to smell the way that you want it to smell. And what you can do there as well is you can use a roller bottle to be drawing out the stain. So you'd probably be using lemon oil for that. Now, one thing that I would like to add is that the On Guard laundry detergent and the essential oils, they're not going to make your clothes smell the same way as the synthetic laundry products. But it's interesting, you see, because since I personally stopped using these toxic laundry detergents, I'm so much more sensitive. So now, if somebody's washed my clothes, or, you know, I've purchased some clothes perhaps from the charity shop or something like that, I can't stand the smell of the way that the clothes smell, because they've been washed in the toxic chemicals that are so strong. And it's interesting because actually once you eliminate these from your life, you actually realize that you don't need your clothes to smell that way. You don't actually perhaps like them smelling that strong, especially when you know that it's not a natural smell, that it's synthetic.
So I find that I often open up my washing machine after a wash and put a few drops of lemon in, or grapefruit, just for like a spin, and do an extra spin, and then my clothes come out smelling lovely. And then of course the dryer as well does make it, so I love the smell of using the oils with it.
Yes, and these are an amazing product actually, these laundry balls, because what they actually do is they minimize the amount of time that you have to use your tumble dryer. So again, this is, you know, better on the environment, better on your monthly costs of your utility bills. But also they really soften your clothes, so you don't need to be using the fabric conditioners. And again, you can choose the oil that you want to use, and you add a couple of drops onto the balls, and then put those balls in with your dryer load, and that will help to lightly scent your clothes. So this is a really nice example of one of our lovely ladies from our team, our doTERRA community. She has been using the oils to get rid of mold, and they're very, very effective at doing this. So here's a nice recipe for you that you can be using to address this issue. And you'll be using a damp cloth sprinkled with some melaleuca, which is the tea tree oil, and some lemon and grapefruit, and then leave that on there for half an hour and then rinse off. And you can see the before and the afters, and yeah, it's amazing how beautifully it brings up the fabric. And also you can be using these oils as a mold and mildew spray as well around the house if you've got any areas of mold. And of course, we can be using the oils as well as a natural air freshener, because, you know, the air fresheners that Beck spoke about that you can plug in, and your Febrezes and even your furniture polishes, again, this is going to be filling the air with chemicals that you're breathing in and your body can't eliminate. So you can make your own with our glass spray bottles, and this is a nice recipe to use as an air freshener. So you could add 15 drops of wild orange and peppermint to a glass spray bottle with distilled water in. And again, you can just be using your diffuser, and that's going to have a positive effect on your mood. So should we move into the bathroom now? So this is a nice example of a bathroom cleaner that you can use. Baking soda, some Castile soap, some water, and a tablespoon of vinegar, and 5 to 10 drops of your lemon essential oil. And you'll sort of make a paste, and then you can use this to clean your bathroom. Another nice idea would be to use 3 tablespoons of that On Guard Cleaner concentrate that we spoke about per 700 mils of water to be cleaning with in a bucket. And how about your toilets? This is obviously usually a mundane task, but you know, we can be making it slightly more blissful with essential oils instead of toxic chemicals. So baking soda, white vinegar, and 10 drops of lemon oil. And what you'll do is you'll mix them together to make a paste, and then you'll leave that in the bowl for about half an hour before you flush it, and do that weekly, and that will really be killing the germs and bringing it up so it's sparkly and beautiful. It smells amazing too. So here's a nice example of an antibacterial spray. I have a homemade spray in the bathroom as well. I like to use it to spritz over door handles, over the, you know, the handle of the toilet, into the air if somebody's done a smell. You need to cover it up. Actually, I did speak to somebody the other day, and their children had made their own individual air fresheners for it was called their number 2 sprays. So they had their own choice of spray that they used depending on who went, so you'd always know who'd been, I suppose. But yeah, it's a really nice way to eliminate any odors and be killing the germs as well. And what I do in my bathroom is I'll spray my children's hands, if you know, after they've washed their hands, I'll do that to add that extra immune support to be killing the germs. I'll spritz it over their heads. I'll even spritz it in their mouths. You know, these oils are safe and pure, and they do kill the germs. So it's nice to have these in the bathroom or anywhere around the house that you might need them. Here's a lovely example of a mattress cleaner as well. You know, we do need to be aware of this, because we clean all these other areas of our houses, but sometimes we forget about our mattresses, and you know, things like dust mites or bed bugs. This does happen, and there are natural ways to address this problem. So what you can be doing is combining 1 cup of baking soda to 5 drops of the Purify oil. I love Purify. It's got lemongrass in there and the citrus oils. It's almost a bit like a sort of citronella-y type of smell, and yeah, I think it's amazing. And you can smell how purifying and how cleansing it is. So you can be applying the Purify essential oil in a closed jar, and then you shake that onto your mattress. Let it sit for a period of time, about an hour, and then you vacuum it up, and that's going to make your mattress smell amazing, but also is going to help to repel the dust mites, the bed bugs, and any pathogens. And this is an important note, okay? We must remember to deep clean our diffusers as well. Now, the doTERRA diffusers are really well made. Obviously, they're made of a plastic that doesn't denature when you use some of the oils, but it is still suggested that you clean them out every month if you can. So what you'll do is you'll be actually adding 10 drops of white vinegar to the water inside your Cool Mist diffuser, and then you actually run it to allow the water and the vinegar to pass through the diffuser and to disperse through the unit to clean it. And then you'll drain it out and just wipe it away and rinse it with clean water, and that will help your diffuser to function properly and last as long as possible. So who's ready to take the 10-day cleaning challenge? So should you wish to participate, here are some nice ideas for you, and you can really be, addressing a different part of your cleaning regime every day. And the important thing I think to remember with our lifestyle choices, be it cleaning, be it the food that we're eating, be it our exercise choices, is that you don't feel overwhelmed and you just do it little by little, and just one step at a time, upgrade to a slightly nicer, safer, more chemical-free way of doing things. So I like this because it's just, something that you can change daily or even weekly to upgrade your lifestyle, so you're living a more blissful, more pure life. So you've got windows, you've got air filters, furniture cleaners, countertops, dishwashers cleaning, and your stainless steel, your toilet, your bathtub, stain removing, and your air fresheners. Okay, so we've come to the end of our cleaning presentation, and there may be some products that you might want to try. If you've already got an account, then this is something that you're going to want to know about, which is LRP, and Bex is going to talk you through this. If you don't already have this set up on your account, it may be something that you might want to add.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is something that when you have your own account, your wholesale account, remember you're getting 25% off now every time you purchase, but also as a wholesale member, you get offered another opportunity to get even more money off your products, which I completely recommend. It's the most cost-effective way of purchasing your products. And as Emily was saying, bit by bit doing the cleaning, it's kind of the same thing with the essential oils. As you start using them, you start creating more of a wish list and finding out which ones you're using more, so which ones you're going to want to replace. But also as you kind of expand your knowledge through continued education or just by looking at the Essential Life book, you soon come to realize how many other things are just wonderful, and how you can purchase more products and how you want lots more. So rather than getting it in one big go, it makes a lot more sense to kind of spread it out and bit by bit add to your own doTERRA natural collection. And so please make sure you understand the LRP system, because otherwise you're going to lose out and you won't be able to collect points. And so it really is a very generous loyalty program. I explained to people it's a bit like Tesco Club Card, that kind of thing, but way more generous, like so much more generous. These points actually build up very quickly, and they mean a lot. You can actually get really good products with the points, and each point is valued at about $1. So you're going to save a lot of money. And basically it's just purchasing through the Loyalty Rewards program. So on your back office, you just go in and opt to purchase through the Loyalty Rewards program instead of just purchasing a standard order. And as you do that, you'll immediately start collecting points. So for the first 3 months, you spend 50 PV, which is about £38 worth of product, which is quite easily done. You'll start collecting points. So you'll get 10%. And then once you've done that for 3 months, and they don't have to be consecutive months either. So some months you may not want to spend that amount. You might just get something really small just to maintain your points. But every month you actually spend that amount will count as a qualifying month that will move you up this scale. Until after you've done that for 13 months, you'll actually be getting back 30% on the amount that you're spending. So you'll get that back in points. So this is on top of the 25% you actually get off the price of the oils. You'll be getting a further 30% back in product points that you can then exchange for products. So that's why it's something you definitely want to know about when you have your own account. And just a note, as it says on the slide, we recommend you set up your LRP to be before the 15th of the month, because doTERRA always do a product of the month. And you don't want to miss out, because if you spend 125 PV, which you might do, say, on the 16th of the month, you won't get the free product of that month. And this month, it is grapefruit. It's a 15ml bottle of grapefruit. And I don't know if you're aware, but I'll just mention also the free Immortelle. So every now and again, doTERRA do an incredible offer, whereas if you spend 200 PV, you get an amazing product, such as the Immortelle, which retails at about £96. It's the most expensive blend that doTERRA do. A really wonderful blend with some incredible oils such as frankincense, sandalwood, really good for emotions. It's anti-aging, but does so much more than that. So yeah, it's a really good month to kind of stock up. So maybe go and buy some cleaning products and stock up on your cleaning products and get a hotel.
It's great that you'll get the grapefruit as the free LRP, because that's a really good cleaning product.
If you do it today or tomorrow, so you've got till the 15th. So tomorrow's your last day to get the free grapefruit. So just make sure you don't miss out if you're going to do that.
Absolutely.
So we've come to the end of our presentation about cleaning. So thank you so much for joining us. We really hope you're excited to go and clean your home and put that diffuser on and get those cleaning vibes going. But for those of you that want to stay on, we're just going to do a quick overview of what the business opportunity is like with doTERRA, because we love it and we want to share it with others, because we know what a lovely, fulfilling business it is. So for those of you that want to stay on and learn about that, how you can either supplement or even replace your income with a business with doTERRA. Thank you. Did someone say something? I don't know if someone wanted to say something then. I heard someone's voice come on. Okay, so we'll move on to the business opportunity then. So primarily it is about the product. You know, the product is what sells. The business, it sells itself. You don't have to do a lot when it comes to selling the product in doTERRA. And it's what makes this business stand apart from anything else that I've ever come across. And it's because once you start using this product, you really believe in it. You know, you really realize what it can do. And there's nothing else like it out there because of the CPTG, so the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade testing, the quality that doTERRA's oils are. There are no other oils that even come close to that. And so you really have a unique product that you're able to share with people. And it's just wonderful because these products really do change lives, whether it's just minor, you know, they help prevent you getting that headache and that digestive issue, or help boost your immune system and stop your kids from getting so sick, to more serious conditions. So actually it's just an uplifting, lovely thing to share and to educate people on the fact that they can take more control of their health and use something that doesn't have any side effects and is going to work in a very natural way with their body. So this business is about educating. That's primarily what it is. It's about helping people have an experience. So you do that by sharing an oil with them. And there's many ways of doing this. Then once they've had that experience, it's inviting them to take that next step and learn how they can take more control of their own healthcare using these products. It's just very positive. Do you want to go, Emma?
Yeah, so the second great thing about doTERRA is the company and the support. And this really is something that I feel incredibly grateful to be part of. And I didn't know that it was going to be as good as it is. And sometimes I still have to pinch myself with what we're part of and the community. And the lovely thing is everybody in doTERRA, be it myself, be it Bex, be it our team, our uplines, but also corporate, and even the founders of the company, who are incredible people who lead with their hearts. We all share the same mission to bring goodness and love to the world and to help as many people as possible. And we're all on the same level, and we all have the same path that we follow. So what we do have is a culture that is really, really embodied within us to try and put other people first. And this is something that's very special. And the support that I've had from my uplines and from the people that have introduced me to doTERRA, and the support that we give to our teams to help them to do the same and to help them touch people's lives with these oils, is something that is very, very special. So, doTERRA is one of the fastest growing and most successful companies in the industry, but also it's debt free. And that's a really important thing to remember. The company is not going anywhere. And the executives that formed doTERRA are business leaders and health professionals, but also incredible people. But we also have the scientific team, which consists of the doctors and the scientists and other health professionals. And this is really great for us to be able to go out there and share the oils authentically, with truth, but also knowing that we have a product that is highly researched and highly effective. And then obviously the co-impact sourcing and the healing hands, the charity side of this company is just so inspiring and so special.
It really is. It's a very integral company, and you get that, as you get into it more, they really are about helping others, aren't they?
Absolutely. And we have got convention coming up this year in London. So if you're interested in learning more about the company, you must come to convention. It's open to anybody, and you will really get a feel of the company. It's not about sort of fast cars and checks on stage. It's something much deeper and much richer than that. But of course, there is a financial benefit as well.
Yes, absolutely. I was just going to say, with the convention, it's not just for business people. It really is, as Emily said, for customers. The business part isn't really mentioned in the convention. It's more about the education. And we have scientists and doctors speaking. So it really is something to definitely come to. The financial benefit, is a plus. It's a very exciting aspect of the business. And we find that when you focus on the product and sharing the product, that this naturally comes. And that's what's wonderful. So as you're helping others, you are building a very solid foundation for a business that can grow as much as you would like and as quickly or slowly as you would like. You get to choose, which is what I really loved about this business as well. It's flexible and it works around you. But the reason why it's such a great financial benefit as well is, of course, because of the product and it sells so well, but the residual income aspect of it. So what residual income means, it's income that you build up. So you do the work at the beginning, you build that solid foundation, and then very soon the business starts to work for you. So you're actually making income when you're not working, which is lovely. And that obviously comes over time and it grows a little bit each time, but it's very generous. And the reason why it is so good is because of this statistic that's on the screen here. And actually in Europe, the retention rate is now about 70%, 70 plus. So what that means is that when people come in and they purchase products and they've been educated into how to use them and how to use their account, that 70% of people will order every 3 months at least. Now that is what is striking compared to the national, the industry average here of 13%. So that's why in this next slide, you'll see some figures that are really quite mind-blowing, and I didn't quite believe them when I first saw them. But I can tell you now, I can say they're absolutely true figures, and they've been based on UK earnings. Because again, when we first started, Emma's as well, there wasn't not any high earners in England, were there? So we were having to trust the American figures, but these are now UK-based figures. And so you can see here that it can really supplement, if you'd like it to just supplement, and you can just, do it really part-time and, do it alongside what else you're doing. But what often happens is as you start doing that, you love it and you realize you can't stop sharing oils, and you are starting to make money and you see the potential. And often even people that start with more of a supplement kind of goal switch to transitioning into really having this be a big income in their home. And for me personally, it did start off as supplementing. I really wanted to make £200 extra a month. That was going to make a huge difference to us. And then when we hit that, and of course then you've got the ball rolling in your business, and it wasn't going to stop, and I was really enjoying it. And my husband actually joined me in the business, a bit further down the line, because he saw the potential. And we've kind of grown this business together, which has just been so lovely. I'm more of the front. I go and teach people about the oils, and he helps more with the kind of business side of it. But it's lovely to do together. And we very quickly went from Premier to Diamond, in a year, and then grew the next year to Blue. And then we just hit Presidential in December, which has been quite mind-blowing, to be honest. It's very exciting, and more so that we're creating this quality of life now, whereas we can start to choose to cut down our hours and spend more time doing the things we really want to spend time with, and also reaching out to others more. And so it just creates a lovely lifestyle, but you can take it as far as you want to, and that's what's so wonderful about it.
And what it does is it gives you the reins back of life, and this is something that certainly happened for us. My husband, we were both in the theatre, and we were working very hard, but for 6 years that I had my children, my eldest, he's 7 now actually, I spent every evening on my own because Tim was working in the theatre, and we were a little bit like passing ships, but that was how it had to be able to pay the bills and to manage. And then fast forward to now, Tim actually was able to leave his job last September, and he's come to help me with this side of the business. And now we have our time back. We have more time with our children. We have weekends, we have evenings, and we have control. Not only that, we have a sense of fulfillment because we're doing something we're very passionate about in helping others, but also helping the community of people that have joined hands with us, who are rising up with us, and seeing them do the same and seeing them take charge of their lives. And that's incredibly rewarding, both for inner satisfaction, but also financially rewarding as well. So yeah, I love doTERRA because you can do it to be whatever you want it to be, whether it's just to supplement your income or to even totally replace and way more. But it's much more than just the financial side of things. It's being able to be on a path where you're finding your highest potential and following your greater causes. And yeah, so I would say to somebody, if you're interested, you should definitely speak to the person who you're working with, who's guided you to this place, and they'll be able to tell you more. And the thing is with these things, you can always give it a try and stop if it's not for you. But if you don't try these things out, how will you ever know what could be? So we'll leave you with that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a lovely rest of the week, the month of March.
And I'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you very much. It was wonderful.
Happy cleaning.
Yeah, happy cleaning.
Well,